KURINJI Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
Free bus for LKG to 8th standard.
Free, hygienic and nutritious food.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
KURINJI Education Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
Hi students, in this video, so we are going to discuss regarding sedimentary cycle. So our knowledge concerned nutrients cycling. So here the nutrients cycling, so two types are there. One is gaseous cycling and one more is sedimentary cycle. So under gaseous cycle we have seen regarding carbon cycle information in a previous class. Now in this video, now we are going to discuss regarding sedimentary cycle. Let us start. Sedimentary cycle. So cycling of nutrients pool in the lithosphere is known as sedimentary cycle. One more time, cycling of nutrient pool or nutrients pool, cycling of nutrient pool in the lithosphere is known as sedimentary cycle. Reservoir of this cycle is earth crust. Means in a sedimentary cycle, sir, from where food materials or from where nutrients flow will be there, sir, means reservoir is nothing but earth crust. It is important point. So these cycles are quite slow. So these sedimentary cycles definitely will be very slow, quite slow, definitely will be very slow. More nutrients passes out of cycling pool to the and enter into the reservoir pool as compared to the nutrients released from the latter. Means here more number of nutrients passes out of the cycling pool. Means here these nutrients coming out of the cycling pool and enter into the reservoir pool. Okay, and enter into the reservoir pool when compared to the previous cycle. So here these cycles are less perfect. Is the important point. These cycles means here these sedimentary cycles are less perfect. These sedimentary cycles are less perfect. For example, what are the cycles we can be seen under sedimentary cycles? Means for example sulfur and one more is phosphorus cycles. One more time. So now sedimentary cycle. So best one sedimentary cycle. So there cycling of nutrient pool in the lithosphere. Cycling of nutrient pool in the lithosphere we will be calling as sedimentary cycle. Next one reservoir of this cycle is earth crust. Don't forget, important. Next one, these kind of cycles will be quite slow, definitely will be very slow. Next one, more number of nutrients passes out of the cycling pool to enter into the reservoir pool as compared to the nutrient release from the later. Means when compared to the previous cycles, no. So here more amount of the nutrients that will be coming out of nutrient pool and enters into the reservoir pool. So this point is important. So under this one, under these cycles, so means when comparison or when we are going to take about the sedimentary cycles, no, these kind of cycles will be very less perfect. Less perfectness we can be observed in sedimentary cycle. For example, sulfur as well as phosphorus cycle we will be taking as examples of sedimentary cycles. So now let us start to learn the phosphorus cycle. So it is important for public examinations point of view as well as NEET examination point of view also important. Now phosphorus is an important constituent of biological membranes. So here biological membranes means which one we are taking. For example, suppose if you take a cell membrane, so definitely here the cell membrane formation point of view. Why? Because here cell membrane is made up of phospholipids. So in this particular case definitely involvement of phosphorus is there. Okay, next one, not only in biological membranes definitely, so this phosphorus involved in the formation of DNA. Why? Because when we are observing the components of DNA, we are observing three types of components of the DNA. So one is phosphorus and one phosphate, next one is pentose sugar and one more is nitrogen bases. Likewise, according to Alfred Kossel scientist, there are three different types of components are there in the DNA. Likewise, like DNA, RNA also one of the nucleic acids. So thereby same kind of components we can be observed in RNA, but in case of nitrogen bases, so instead of thymine, so aerosol is present. So that is another case. But here what is the point I am going to explain in the phosphorus cycle. So membrane, biological membranes formation point of view, DNA formation point of view, likewise RNA power formation point of view, means here the nucleic acids formation point of view, definitely which one is required? Phosphorus is required. Not only these three formation, here one more, cellular energy systems of formation. Cellular energy systems means here energy is nothing but ATP. So here ATP is nothing but adenosine triphosphate. So there in that particular energy form now we are observing three number of phosphates, means in formation of ATP definitely phosphorus is required. So next one, this element is required. Okay, so this element is required in large quantities for the animals. So here in animals concerned, definitely this particular element is required in large quantities. Where in animals, sir, why sir this particular element only why it is required in large quantities, means definitely in animals it involves in the preparation of cells, that helps for the preparation of cells, and one more is helps in making of bones, and one more is teeth formation point of view. Likewise in animals to make shells, bones and teeth. SHELLS, BONEAS and TEETH, teeth formation point of view, definitely phosphorus is required. So here based on this one, what is the point we are observing? This phosphorus cycle helps in formation of biological membranes, DNA formation, RNA formation and cellular energy systems of formation concerned, definitely phosphorus helps. Not only all those things, definitely in animals large quantities of phosphorus cycle is required, large quantities of phosphorus is required. So why? Because of to making of or to formation of cells, bones and one more is teeth formation concerned, definitely phosphorus is needed. Next one, the natural reservoir of the phosphorus is rock. Don't forget this bit, very very important. Means here the natural reservoir is definitely reservoir of a phosphorus is rock. Don't forget, important, in which phosphorus exists in the form of phosphates. So means here in these rocks definitely this phosphorus existed in the form of phosphates. So phosphates, this one also is important. Means here in this information, definitely regarding the phosphorus cycle, what is the information we have seen? This phosphorus definitely helps in formation of biological membranes, DNA formation, RNA formation, later ATP formation we have seen in animals. So cells formation, bones and teeth formation point of view we have seen. Next one, natural reservoir of phosphorus is rock. Next one, in which, so in rocks definitely phosphorus is present or exist in the form of phosphates, in the form of phosphates. Next one, next information concerns now here. So upon weathering of rock, so here while the process of weathering is going to be taken place, so weathering process, So minute quantities of a phosphate is released and get dissolved in the soil solution, which in turn are absorbed by the roots of plants and taken and then passed into the herbivores and animals. So here this is a lot of information to be discussed. Means first of all, so what is happening? Actually our knowledge concern in a previous video we have seen. So there what is information I have given now. So here first of all lichens invade on the bare rocks. So due to the secretions means due to the secretions of enzymes, so there small dissolution or the decomposition or dissolution of rocks takes place, means that is only by the process of weathering we have seen. No, so likewise same information we are observing. So here rocks or dissolution taking place, so means by the process of weathering. So thereby what is happening? Minute quantities of phosphate is released. So means our knowledge point of view, definitely in rocks definitely phosphates are present. No, so these minute quantities of phosphate now is released into the soil solution and dissolved into the soil solution, so which in turn absorbed by the roots of the plants. So here what are the phosphate molecules are present in the soil solution, definitely absorbed by the roots of the plants, then passed into the herbivores. Means here by using of these roots of plants, definitely in preparation of membranes point of view, in preparation of DNA and RNA point of view, definitely these phosphate molecules helps later these autotrophs when eaten by the herbivores, means consumers. So later these entire food materials as well as plant materials enters into the herbivores and other kind of animals. Means here so energy or the nutrients flow is started at the rock. So from the rock to these phosphate molecules enters or dissolve into the soil solution, from there to enters into the plants, from there to enters into the herbivores and other kind of animals. So likewise some kind of flow we can be observed in case of phosphorus cycle. Next one, waste product and dead organisms upon decomposition by phosphate solubilizing bacteria releases phosphorus. Means here one more kind of a mechanism here we are observing, that is this. So here decomposition process here we are observing. So waste products and dead organisms upon decomposition by phosphate solubilizing bacteria. So here some kind of phosphate solubilizing bacteria definitely involves in the conversion of dead and waste particles into and finally releases the phosphorus. There is no respiratory release of phosphorus into the atmosphere. So this point also is important regarding the NEET examination. Why? Because in previous video, means in a carbon cycle, so what is the point we have learned? So definitely respiratory release of carbon dioxide we have seen. So but here in a phosphorus cycle, so this phosphorus will not be released into the atmosphere by the respiratory activities. So this point is very, very important. Means in comparison of carbon cycle and in comparison of phosphorus cycle, this is one of the important differences. Means in case of carbon cycle, definitely carbon is released through the respiratory activities, but the phosphorus will not or does not. So this point is important, try to save in your mind. Next one, atmospheric. So atmospheric inputs of the phosphorus through rainfall are much smaller than those carbon inputs. Means here in atmospheric inputs of phosphorus through the rainfall are much smaller than those carbon inputs. Means here, so through the rainfall, in comparison of carbon as well as phosphorus, which one will be added more into the soil? Means so definitely carbon inputs only more than the phosphorus cycle. So phosphorus cycle. So when compared to the carbon, gases of exchange of the phosphorus between the organism and environment is negligible. So this is the third difference we are observing between carbon and phosphorus. Means so first of all, so what is the difference we have seen? So carbon dioxide or the carbon is released through the respiratory activities, but phosphorus won't. Next one, so in comparison of phosphorus as well as carbon, so more amount of the carbon inputs only fixed or coming into the soil through the rainfall than the phosphorus inputs. Next one, third difference is when compared to the carbon cycle, carbon and the next one phosphorus. So means from the between the organism to environment. So here this phosphorus is enters in environment is negligible, means when compared to the carbon gases exchange of phosphorus between the organism and environment. So this one is negligible, means in comparison of carbon and in comparison of phosphorus. So the availability of the phosphorus in environment is negligible. So this is some more information regarding phosphorus cycle. In this particular case now, I need to give somewhat important explanation regarding phosphorus cycle, how it takes place. Now you see that phosphate rock, means now here in rocks phosphate is present. Now this particular phosphate, now it is dissolved in the form of inorganic phosphorus components. Okay, now so this is the case. Next one, in another case concerned, here you see that organic phosphates and bones in animals. Now by the activity of decomposition and all, organic phosphates and bones are in animals. So decomposition process taking place, so DFC, so with the help of detritus of food chain, now again enters into the here dissolution is going to be taken place, means here from the rocks to again a dissolution of inorganic phosphate components taking place. Likewise from the organic phosphate and from the bones in animals too, so by the process of decomposition again dissolving in or a dissolution is taking place. Now here one more thing is there. Now here deposits in ocean. So one more case here, organic phosphates in the bones in animals now deposits in the ocean. Suppose here any kind of animals or person died in the ocean. Now here, so here definitely there we will be observing the amount of phosphorus there. Now deposits in the ocean, and from there again it is moving towards the phosphorus rocks, means here definitely, so these deposits of this ocean, so later enters into the phosphorus rock. Next one, these dissolved inorganic phosphate components now moving towards the organic phosphates into in plants, and means here this dissolved inorganic phosphate is absorbed by the plants. So definitely these plants utilizes in so many kind of metabolic activities. Next one, so when these plants died, so there again a detritus formation takes place. So this detritus again dissolution taking place, so like in the form of inorganic phosphorus. Next one, so when these plants are eaten by the animals, so when this organic phosphate is present in plant, so when these plants are eaten by the animals again, so again which one formation takes place, organic phosphate and bones in animals everything. So by the process of decomposition, detritus food chain, and suppose if you take aquatic ecosystem there, phosphate is deposits in ocean. So likewise here some kind of flow chart information I have given there. So according to the textbook concern, so what is information we can be taken, so what is the information we have to discuss means, so now here consumers are there, ఇది important. So suppose if they ask this phosphorus cycle in public examination, so this table or this one, so in a textbook this information only they have given, so that's why, so this information only let us take. So this information we have to take. Now here the consumers, first of all let us start with producers. So definitely autotrophs are simply plants. So from the producers to now phosphate is coming towards the or enters into the consumers. So when these consumers will die, so enters into the detritus food chain or simply detritus. So from this detritus to soil solution. Now here into the soil solution that you say beside. Now next one, from rock minerals. from the rock minerals by the process of weathering, weathering. So what are the phosphate molecules present in the rock? Now again dissolved into the soil solution. Now from this soil solution to again these phosphate molecules absorbed by the producers, uptake. So here I have written uptake by, means here phosphate molecules which are present in the soil solution uptaken by the producers. So and remaining runoff. So means here one more information, what is the point? Now producers, these producers from these producers to consumers, from the consumers to detritus food chain, from, or simply you can write this as detritus later enters into the soil solution. Likewise here the soil rock minerals also by the process of weathering again enters into the soil solution. Now from this soil solution, now minerals are moving towards the producers. So that particular process only we are taking as uptake of nutrients. So by the producers, now we are taking like that. Next one, some amount of the phosphorus molecules or the phosphorus nutrients run off. Next one, so this is a somewhat information regarding phosphorus cycle, but here what are the main important points I have given means. So first of all, rocks weathering process takes place, so thereby some amount of the or some minute quantities of the phosphate is released. So later that particular thing is absorbed by the, or that particular phosphorus is dissolved in the soil. So later this one is absorbed by the roots of plants, later herbivores and later animals. Next one, likewise decomposition point of view also, waste products and dead organisms by the process of decomposition, phosphate solubilizing bacteria or with the help of phosphate solubilizing bacteria releases the phosphorus. So next one, there is no respiratory release of phosphorus into the atmosphere. So through the respiratory activities phosphorus will not be released. Next one, at atmosphere or in atmosphere inputs, phosphorus through the rainfall are much smaller than those carbon inputs. Means in comparison, means suppose through the rainfall, so in comparison of phosphorus and carbon, which one is added more through the rainfall? Means that is carbon inputs only more than the phosphorus inputs through the rainfall. Next one more comparison is exchange of phosphorus. Means here when compared to the carbon gases exchange of the phosphorus between the organism and environment, so phosphorus exchange will be very negligible when compared to the carbon. So this point also is important. Later flow chart of the phosphorus cycle. So according to the textbook, this table is important. So this one at any cost you have to learn this one, but easy only. First of all, phosphorus movement will be there from the producers, to consumers, later detritus, later solubilize in the soil solution. Next one, in rocks also phosphorus is present in the form of phosphates. Now by the process of weathering, so those phosphates solubilize in the soil solution. So these phosphates are uptaken by the producers and some amount of the phosphorus run off. So likewise somewhat information of phosphorus cycle we can be seen. Next one, ecosystem services. So here last and final concept in ecosystem. So here ecosystem services concern what are the uses or what are the main important points of ecosystem services. So now let us see. Now healthy ecosystems are the base of wide range of economic, environment and aesthetic goods and services. Means definitely healthy ecosystems or base, definitely healthy ecosystem definitely required for a wide range of economic, environmental and aesthetic goods and services. Means for the each and every purpose concerned, definitely which one is required? Healthy ecosystem definitely is base. So next one, the products of ecosystem processes are named as ecosystem services. One more time, the products of ecosystem processes, the products of ecosystem processes are named as ecosystem services. Sir, ecosystem services, can you give any example? Means here I have written, so there are different types of examples. So for example, a healthy forest ecosystem. So suppose if you take healthy forest ecosystem there, this particular healthy forest ecosystem, what it will do, sir, means it purifies the air. It purify air and water. So don't forget this one. Healthy ecosystem services definitely purifies the air as well as water and mitigate droughts. So suppose if any kind of unfavorable conditions comes and any kind of floods comes, next one cyclic of nutrients, means in this particular mitigate droughts and floods. So there also definitely healthy ecosystem definitely prevents such kind of problems. Next one, nutrients cycling, nutrients cycling concern. Next one, generate fertile soils concern. Next one, provide wildlife habitats and maintain biodiversity and pollinate crops and provide storage site for carbon and etc. So means here likewise there are different types of functions are there in according to the ecosystem services. Means all these things means we will be taking as ecosystem services. So still a few more services are there. So I'll give you now I'll discuss now before start to discuss remaining things. So let us have a look on these previous ones. Now healthy forest ecosystem. So these healthy forest ecosystems definitely helps in purifying of air as well as water, mitigated droughts and floods. Next one, cycle nutrients, generate the fertile soil, provides wildlife habitats. Next one, maintain biodiversity, pollinate crops, provide storage site for carbon, etc. So still few of them are there. Now let us discuss those things. Okay, Emma. Now continuation of ecosystem services according to Robert Constanza. Is a scientist name, Emma, that is according to Robert Constanza and his colleagues have recently tried to put price tags on the nature's life support services. So they have tried to take what is the cost of the ecosystem services likewise. Now researchers have put an average price tag approximately, that is US dollars concerned $33 trillion per year per annum. So what is the cost of this ecosystem? Now they have given that price as, according to US dollars concerned, $33 trillion per annum. So according to Robert Constanza and his colleagues have recently tried to put price tags on nature's life support services. So researchers have put an average price tags US dollars 33 trillions per year. So on these fundamental ecosystem services. Now this is recently, or this is nearly twice the value of global gross national product, that is GNP, global gross national product GNP. So which is US dollars concerned $18 trillion means. So here the ecosystem services or the fundamental ecosystem services value is $33 trillion per annum and GNP or the global gross national product value is US dollars $18 trillion. Next one, so here this one some of few of them important points are there, but here out of the total cost of various ecosystem services, so here NEET examination point of view, here 3 points I have mentioned. So all these points are very important. Now total cost for or total cost of various ecosystem services. First of all, soil formation accounts. So soil formation accounts about 50%. Don't forget, soil formation accounts about 50%, and other services like recreation and nutrients cycling is less than 10%. So while listening this class only, you try to learn these points. Why? Because so these points are NEET examination point of view very important. Now so let me move back once. Soil formation accounts 50% value in total cost. Next one, other services like recreation, and one more is nutrients cycling less than 10%. Next one, cost of for climatic regulation, climate regulation and habitats for wildlife. So habitats formation for wildlife, so that is about 6%. Means, so here according to this entire explanation, what are the main important points we can be taken means, so according to the Robert Constranger and researchers, so according to them, so per annum ecosystem services or the value of fundamental ecosystem services value is 33 trillion US dollars per annum. Next one, this value means this 33 trillion dollars value is equals to the twice value of the global gross national product GNP. So here this global gross national product GNP value is per annum 18 trillion dollars. 18 trillion dollars. Now total cost of the various ecosystem services. So this point is important. Total cost concern, what is the total cost we can be taken for soil formation accounts. So for the formation means in a total cost for soil formation accounts about 50%, means for the 50% of cost they have given for the value that is for soil formation. Next one, other services how much they have given for recreation and nutrients cycling concern. Recreation and nutrients cycling formation point of view or the recreation point of view, and the minerals nutrients cycling concern, they have given value is less than 10% value. Next one, cost of climatic regulation or the climate regulation, cost of climate regulation and habitats for wildlife. So habitat formation in wildlife, so that one they have given approximately 6% each, means climatic regulation and habitat for wildlife, so they have given about 6% each, means climate regulation 6% as well as habitat for wildlife, that is also they have given 6%, means in this particular case most of the in a total cost, most of the value they have given for soil formation, less than 10% for recreation and nutrient cycling, and 6% for climate regulation and 6% for habitat for wildlife. So this is somewhat information regarding ecosystem services. So here ecosystem services is nothing but how this ecosystem helps to the human population. So how it helps for the surveillance of this ecosystem or for the recreation or for the formation for the healthy atmospheric conditions maintenance concerned. So what are the uses or what are the services of ecosystem till now we have seen. So this is the last and final chapter of ecosystem. So thank you.